at Mojang. I'm one of the newest members of the team, and I'm joined here by two other Mojang employees who've been there longer than me. Yeah. Be nice to start, alright. So yeah, my position at Mojang is to write editorial for the websites and to improve on what we have now on Minecraft.net and Mojang.net and Scrolls as well, the Scrolls website. So I used to be a journalist who worked at PC Gamer, and I moved over to Stockholm to do that position. Now I thought it'd be cool to introduce the other two guys as well before we start talking. So Chris.
Yes, my name is Chris Yelving. I'm part of the Mojang web team. I'm training for bias here.
So Chris does kind of technical stuff on the back end of Minecraft. So if you guys have got questions, which I hope you have got about any of the websites, then we can field those to him. Patrick?
Yeah, Chris always does his best. It's really good.
He's very hard with it.
He's helping me a lot. I work with business development, which would be probably seen in the goodie bag. We've got like a big part of the scratch off. That's something I work with. And inside that, I work with data analysis, which is looking at the traffic for websites and also analysis of what players installs. Baseball cards and why does it work? Why does it work so good? Things like that. Statistics.
Yeah, like the things that Patrick described there might not sound that interesting. If you glance over his shoulder, his screen is kind of massive, like a massive map of numbers going through different phases, and each of those blocks is like 4 million people or something. So it's quite a cool job that he gets to do. Anyway, so I originally planned to kind of give out some kind of questionnaire thing, and then we could discuss it live during the show. But I think it's going to be even better if we discuss some of these things. That hopefully you guys can give us some questions, put your hands up, shout out at any point, and we can discuss that in more detail. So, how many people have been to Minecraft.net? Okay, I was hoping that was going to happen. So good. Okay, that's excellent. Now this is the point. Okay, you guys must have expressed or developed an opinion of what that site is and what you think of it. Now, I think the site at the moment feels a little bit dated, maybe. I don't know if you guys would agree with that. Now, the reason for this is normally with kind of games, they have websites that get released when the game gets launched. And then the game kind of gets revealed, and people go back to the website and the forums, and it kind of develops into this big thing, and it all kind of works and fits. Now, the thing with Minecraft was, as you know, Marcus Notch made Minecraft, and the game was massively successful, and then it kind of popped, and everyone bought it, and there were hundreds of thousands of people playing it, and more and more and more each day, and the website was kind of Notch's blog. That was where people went to learn about the game, and then a little bit later on they started going to his Twitter feed. Now, Minecraft.net, as a result, hasn't really caught up with that, how successful the game is, and it feels like a little bit of a disconnect between the two. Now, I want to kind of join these two things together, so you bookmark Minecraft.net. You won't just go there to change your skin, but you go there to kind of learn about the awesome things that happens in Minecraft. So, let's think of some examples I could to make it more clear. Like, that on YouTube at the moment there's thousands and millions of Minecraft videos, and they're really cool, and they're super awesome, and everyone loves them. Now, I don't like the idea of taking those videos off YouTube or anything and putting them on Minecraft.net, but I like the idea of highlighting the best bits, like the best bits that you guys get shared around on Twitter, on the forums and stuff like that. I like the idea of taking these things that you enjoy and making it easy for you to find the best ones, or the ones that you find interesting. Maybe you can submit those to us. I mean, there's the same thing with kind of mods, for example. Now, there's loads of cool mods around, and there's some really famous mods and some that everyone installs. But then there's lots of things kind of on the periphery of Minecraft that maybe you don't get to see because they aren't highlighted well, they aren't shown off. Now, Minecraft.net hopefully is going to be that place. So we're going to have on the front page, and running through the site, various categories of these things that can be uploaded and downloaded and shown off in a really nice way, which feels very Minecrafty and feels like we're taking the community and we're pulling them in. Like I said, it's not a case of owning this stuff. We don't want to make this all the official Mojang Minecraft mod list. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be about it being a kind of library or a resource that you can kind of go to and get the most out of Minecraft by looking at it. So that's the kind of grand plan that we've got there.
So are you saying that we're going to use Minecraft.net as some sort of place for community to actually show their thing?
Yes, so, I mean, the way it's going to happen is we're going to be given, we're going to take kind of submissions and stuff like that, and we're going to choose the ones, or let you guys vote on the ones that you think are the most exciting, and then they'll be highlighted on Minecraft.net. Now, these plans at the moment are a kind of big doc of text. Now, I started at Mojang just over a month ago, and I've been working on how this would actually work. And then what happened was, this happened. Minecon happened. So kind of everyone's time has been dedicated to a different cause. But I think after this show, and when we've got time now over the start of the new year, this is when these things will get implemented. Now, the really important thing for this is that we do it in a way which isn't going to annoy people, and you guys are going to really enjoy it, and will be the most valuable for you. So there's ways that you can kind of contact and talk to us about what these plans and how you think they work. Now, the most obvious way will be in a couple of moments when hopefully you can ask us questions or tell me how terrible the idea is. But the other way you can do it is by emailing me, which is owen@mojang.com. That's quite simple. You can do that. You can send it straight in. You can email Notch directly if you want, but I think he just forwarded it to me anyway. So yeah, that's probably the best thing for you to do is to email me owen@mojang.com. Now, you guys have probably got questions about how the existing Minecraft.net works as well. And I know that it's kind of occasionally goes down, or there must be little things you don't like about it or do like about it. So you feel free to talk about those things as well. But for now, has anyone got any questions on these things? Good, we've got some questions. Do you want to take a while? Yeah, I mean, if you'd like to direct your question to someone directly, then that's cool, but we can look it up otherwise. Go for it, yeah.
One thing I've kind of noticed is, if you don't like a Minecraft name, then you stop forever. That's just...
Oh, you mean if you bought Minecraft and then you don't enjoy it, you can't get a kind of refund? Oh, name change.
My father got me my Minecraft account, and I'm satisfied with it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
We do, of course, want to give you the ability to change your name, but the problem is that Minecraft game itself uses your name. So, like for instance, if you have a whitelist on your server, it's a list of names, and then if someone were changing that name, that means that person would no longer be able to access that server. So, what we are looking at is making this will require changes to both our systems on the website and the actual game. So we'll have some sort of way to decouple the actual names from your account. So what you store, instead of storing a list of usernames in your whitelist, you'll be storing a list of like profile IDs or something that the game then looks up and finds out, okay, this is this user, so we should be able to access this. So to sum it up, we do want to give it an ability, but we are not quite there yet. When? Hopefully sometime next year.
So, will the sharing of the creating mods, will that link with the model repository or the model API?
In the grand scheme of things, these things could definitely link, but we haven't kind of gone through this and planned it, so I wouldn't like to make any promises right now. But I can't imagine it not really happening. Chris, what do you think of that?
I think that what I've talked about with the Minecraft dev guys about this is that they'd like to have like a separate mod repository thing on the dev.minecraft.net site. And of course, I think we should, in the main Minecraft.net site, link to stuff that are listed there. So I think there would be like two separate things, but Minecraft.net will highlight mods from the repository.
Okay, more questions?
You mentioned the community part twice, and do you think there could be some kind of social, not network, but more interaction with the users itself, like having a in-game messaging system or seeing your friends on that server and those kind of stuff?
Yeah. I might as well keep it. We're definitely planning a friends list, and this is another Jens mentioned this yesterday as well. That we want the friends list that is general for all the Mojang games, so that you will be something that's not just for Minecraft, because bringing scrolls up now and also Cobalt. So, but it's being worked on. Can't really say when we'll have something ready, but it's definitely planned.
I love the things that we want to show off and highlight, these various things we discussed very briefly at the start of the talk. Like, I want those to be things that are kind of chosen by you guys, and you guys help us choose them. It's not just going to be a case of, one person picking out these things from personal opinion. I want it to be something that we kind of can interact together. That'll make it the best compete, just like happens with Minecraft now when you guys communicating with Jeb and Nathan about the updates and what you like and don't like. It's going to be the same kind of feel, that kind of all of us working together to make it the best it can be.
Is it, there are a lot of scan editors out there, take one where you download it and you upload it. Do you think there will ever be a built-in scan editor on the website?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the skin editor. We've got an official skin editor app now, which is the 57 digital Minecraft skin editor that went on there, which is cool. It is doing really well. I mean, I think people kind of enjoy going away and kind of working on that somewhere else. I guess we could eventually do that. Well, we've got the technology to do it from the app, I guess.
It's something that it could do, but we probably need soon.
Patrick, how many people will decide to change their skins?
Oh, that's the problem. I mean, the biggest reason to actually visit Minecraft content after you actually bought it is to change the skin. And sometimes I know we work on changing the skin cache, because we haven't used. There's a lot of visitors changing skins and rapidly. I would say it's about 70% of every visit is to change the skin. If you remove the ones that actually are there to purchase the game, and that's close to 1 million people, or visits, I'd say.
So, I kind of want to, this is really cool that people go and change their skins there and kind of buy the game, but I want that site to be something way more interesting, because you want to bookmark that. And whenever you look at it every day or every couple of days, there should be some really fun new stuff on there to keep you excited. More questions? There's plenty of guys with their hands up.
Are you going to have like some sort of friend list thing, like where you can see, when on the server, I'll be able to join that, and then you press sort of to join it or something. If it's not whitelisted.
Sorry, I think you might have the mic a bit closer, you might have to quite hard to understand. I didn't quite get it. You just try to repeat it, please. Did anyone get that question? Could someone repeat it for us? I think Chris mentioned that we are going to do a kind of, in the long term, we've got plans for a universal friends list. Is there something more specific about the friends list to address?
The question is if there will be some kind of like a friends list.
In the long term, I think Chris mentioned in an earlier question, you might have missed it, we're going to do a kind of friends list which works across games, but it's not in the immediate future. I mean, if we get something like that going, then it will definitely be highlighted on the website as soon as we possibly can, because that could be so cool, see the mods and stuff that your friends have recommended, see the videos that they've watched and stuff, it'd be fantastic. So, long-term goals, yeah, but we can't keep with data or anything like that.
The amount of content that's actually been generated so far by the community, is there any plans on how to index that once it actually goes onto the site?
Yeah, no, this is the thing which is kind of really, really hard. I mean, there's always going to be a couple of things which come to the top of the list, and the really popular Minecraft videos that kind of transcend the game and kind of appeal to people who aren't even interested in Minecraft itself. I mean, lots of people like Minecraft, but they like watching Minecraft or kind of reading about Minecraft. They might not even play the game themselves. I mean, I experienced a lot of this when I worked on PC Gamer. I mean, so many people who read about Minecraft and enjoyed it didn't actually play it themselves. It's just like a phenomenon which is interesting. So those videos are going to be easy to choose from because there's kind of something which can draw people in. When it comes to picking and choosing between new submissions, it's going to be so hard, and we've got to think of a way to do it which is clever enough. I think a kind of voting system will work, or like I say, some kind of submission system that we can go through, and the more submissions we get of the same video, maybe that could be one that we highlight. Although there's obviously ways people can exploit that kind of thing. So it's going to be something which is tricky. I think in the early days, it could be as simple as kind of Mojang looking at stuff together as a kind of team and seeing what is universally interesting, or something that Jeb thinks interesting, we highlight that as well. But you know what I mean. In the long term, of course, I want to put in your guys' community input and make it as fair as is possible, because that site gets a lot of traffic, and the stuff that gets highlighted there is subsequently going to get a lot of traffic as well. So we're going to direct people to these things as opposed to claim them and put them on our website. So we don't want to steal anything, we just want to show off other people's cool stuff.
Hi, when you're working back-end on the website, you're not really as famous as the people working in the game. And the only reason people contact you is to complain about a bug on the website or the service being offline. So it's really a thankless job. But it also allows you to have a more direct interaction with users, like most of them usually goes on RSC for direct feedback. So how valuable is that feedback? Is it enough to be working on a non-technical job, basically?
I would say it's invaluable to us. I mean, as soon as something goes wrong with the website, we get spammed instantly over Twitter about it. So, I mean, it helps us find stuff that we're a small team and we can't really test for everything ourselves. So all the help that we get, we are very thankful for. So, yeah.
Have you considered doing an OAuth provider like Valve do with Steam Power, so that people can use the Mojang account to log into other sites, and maybe provide an API for people to be able to do something like upload schemes in third-party applications without having to directly go to some website?
Yeah. I mean, you could already use it to log into Scrolls and Mojang, but Mojang and Minecraft.net. But yeah, what do you guys think about that?
What did you say, Patrick?
We discussed using some sort of Mojang account or Mojang Connect thing just to do secure connections to things like third-party apps.
Yeah, I can talk a bit about that. Right now, there's like a lot of unofficial things that ask for your Minecraft credentials, and those could potentially steal them and to an extent steal your account. So we want to eliminate that by simply having as Patrick mentioned, sort of Mojang Connect, where you have to give every application, every service that wants to access to your Minecraft stuff. You have to approve it yourself. This is, one of the most common support questions we get now from our customer support team is that people get their accounts hacked, which is very sad, and we hope that making such a change will probably prevent a lot of that.
There's a lot of great applications built on top of this. It's like the big ecosystem which is surrounding Minecraft, and to kind of make that work well, we need to kind of ensure that this security things doesn't happen or breaches the security. That's why we want to do this. It's mainly not because, Facebook doesn't do this on those accounts, they use it for some accounts, but we want to do this as a security measure because we want third-party apps.
Exactly.
Well, it's great to hear about the plans to make the site more professional.
So the question, are you planning any ads or any other ways to commercialize the bump up more jump strategy? Maybe just the second one, how are you planning to defend against the uncheckable content that might appear?
Yeah, I mean, both of those were good points. As far as I know, and I hate the idea of ads, I don't think we are doing ads. No one has told me.
I don't do ads.
No, the ads thing, it's a valid point, but I don't think we need to do that kind of stuff. I don't think there've never been any ads on any of the Mojang sites, so I think if we were going to do it, we would have done it by now, so that's great. I don't think that's an issue. I think you pointing out how we're going to moderate this stuff is a really good point. I mean, I don't think we'd ever endorse something that we thought wasn't kind of to the feel of Minecraft stuff. I guess we've got a lot of very young players as well, though, and some of the videos that do end up going viral could be potentially offensive to these people. So we're going to have to look into that stuff. It's not something that I'm going to ignore. It's definitely on the agenda, a way to kind of work this out. And if it comes to some kind of age gate or something like that, which is required, then we'll have to look into it. But yeah, it's not going to be something. I'm not going to just put up any video on Minecraft.net unless it's definitely correctly kind of moderated.
As a PvP player, there are two things that bug me sometimes. The first thing is that the skins sometimes load and sometimes don't. I know that has to do with the skin servers, but sometimes it's that when I play on a server, some people have their Steve skin and some people have their regular skin. Is there a way to fix that? And the second thing, can you guys implement a way to easier download the jars of the snapshots? Because sometimes it's just searching around on the blog and scrolling till we find the right snapshot in the jar.
With regards to the snapshot thing, yes, even now I'm trying to get kind of categories on the site so we can you can click snapshots and just go straight to the all the stuff tagged with that, and that should be an extremely easy thing to do. So yes, it won't be long before that's implemented on Mojang. I guess you're talking about when you go to Mojang.com, and that's just when you go to Mojang and you look at the blog on there. But we will make that easier. With regards to the loading of the skins, I will pass the mic over.
Yeah, we have done a lot of work on improving on the skin servers, and hopefully the problems should be a lot fewer now, but there are still some, and we are still working on improving that stuff. The reason for us to do this was that the skin, the traffic that we got for the skins were becoming so big, so we had to put up like a caching system in front of it to basically have to save our servers. So we've had some problems with that extra layer, and it's not completely perfect yet, but we are still improving on it. And it will hopefully also give us some other advantages in the future. Like there was some discussion about a few last week, I think. Like for instance, now that we have the Mojang accounts and people fill in like their birthday, we could have like special birthday capes and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's all that sort of stuff will be made possible by this extra layer about the skins. So hopefully something good will come out of it in the end as well.
A lot of maps around. My question is, will you implement something on the site to share those maps, adventure maps or stuff like that, or maybe in the game itself?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, maps is another cool thing that we could highlight, but I like the idea of giving people the credit for their things by pointing people towards kind of websites and stuff. Now, there could be a case where the sheer amount of traffic that we're going to generate for someone's site could take it down or could result in some problems. Now, in that case, I think the best thing for us to do would be to talk to people and ask them if they would like us to kind of hold some of these things or host some of these things. Now, again, that's later down the line, and it's going to be harder for us to work these things out because we've only got a certain amount of bandwidth as well. But in the grand scheme of things, I'd like to kind of point people towards where the content is, as opposed to claiming it for our own ends. Because people have made this stuff and they deserve to get the credit for it. And if someone goes to someone's site and bookmarks it and sees the stuff they make later down the line, then that's good for them, you know? And it's good for us as well because it's making Minecraft better.
I was wondering if there would be an upgrade in the profile page on Minecraft.net, such as putting your skin picture up. Because currently it's just a blank page with no skin.
I mean, that's a cool idea technically. We could, I guess, do something like that in the long run.
I mean, if you have like a friends list, it would be cool to be able to see like all the skills that your friends have and stuff like that. So, yeah, I haven't really talked about it, but yeah, I don't see why not.
In Minecraft, there's like stuff like on whiteboard or replace code. You ever see that being like on the side? You can see that's on the side or in the game time.
No, thank you. It's still the game type is holding the stats. And we're not pulling all the stats for users. Right? No, I don't think we're there yet. We want to collect data. In that case, we would be able to do that as a part of the profile page. And I mean, that's pretty common for a profile to have both that and skins or similar things as also stats. We want to do that. It has not been prioritized yet. But I'll fight for it. We could make some
We could make some amazing infographics and stuff using these things. I mean, and honestly, like I say, just looking at Patrick's shoulder, like this stuff is interesting. In a weird way, if you like massive numbers and you like Minecraft and you're interested in how players play games, like there's so much data he's got on his MacBook. It's pretty impressive. So yeah, that's true. Yeah, the profile page, of course. Yeah, and getting that stuff on there and like highlighting it. Yeah, there's loads of cool stuff we can do. We've already, you can see that we've already got the kind of the stat tracker showing how many copies have sold and stuff like that. And I don't know, even though that's really simple, it's kind of fun watching it. You know, kind of seeing the game you love, kind of being sold second by second. So who knows what we can do with the long term.
In some events you have some physical like when trying to add competition, like school and stuff like that. But is there usually thinking about like people use schools harmless and a graph that like sends data to the site? So when I mention that, this usually like on the side we have like who's got the fastest time, who's needed, or who's got the furthest without dying, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, like competitions like that are cool. I think the hard thing is, you know, if we are taking people's content and highlighting, that's one thing, but if we are kind of taking responsibility for kind of competitions dedicated to that thing, I think maybe something like that would be better suited to be hosted on their own site, you know. I do understand what you mean though, and there would be something cool about that. If Minecraft was a game where we had 12 levels and we gradually added more levels to the game, and you were going through it in that way, I think we could do that. We could say, oh look, like racing games do it on, you know, Need for Speed does it or something. But we can't really do that because the variables are so massive. I mean, we could talk about like the most popular videos at the time on YouTube and stuff like that, and those kind of things in some kind of stat thing, but it's going to be tricky. What do you think, Patrick?
Stats for video levels and stuff. Actually, when I listened to that and I heard you respond to it, I was thinking maybe just for the actual game that's hidden inside this Minecraft thing would be how many times have you slayed, or who has slayed the most times, or who's actually visited the end the most times, whatever. But the thing is that if you were in Minecraft has grown so much into so many other things, so that would be very hard to actually comprehend. And also, like, that should be a part of each server or host. That's part of their brand and what they do.
Yeah. Like if we did a kind of general thing, including all servers, the numbers would be so big they wouldn't fit on one of the screens. So it'd be tricky. But it's a cool idea, and yeah, you know, there's already people doing that on their own sites. So yeah, fair play to them. like, if you guys have got any cool ideas that you think we should highlight on the site and stuff, then feel free to just shout those out as well. It hasn't got to be a question.
So I'm just wondering, will there be some surveys on the website to interact with the community? For example, we got this cool idea, but we don't know we can implement it in the game. Do you like it? Yeah. Do you like it? Yes. No. This would be popular to feel.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw, but like in the spirit of the US elections, I put like a silly server up on Mojang just as a kind of little joke, and we got so many people responding to that survey, and it wasn't really meant to be something which was super serious. It was kind of a silly thing, just for the weekly chunk, just something light-hearted, and we got. I think today we have like 160k people submitting their answers within one day, like by the same time the next day. So absolutely, I like the idea of that. My only concern with surveys and stuff is that, if I put a survey on Facebook, then I'm just asking the Facebook guys. If I put it on, on Minecraft.net, I'm just asking those guys. And there's a lot more players than the people who visit either of these pages. So it's tricky to get, you don't want to put too much weight on it. I think Patrick is very skilled in surveys and stuff. What do you think, Patrick? What's the best way for us to get the verdict?
I was going to write a note to you to reveal the results from that survey as what's actually under Notch's hat and what's inside Jeb's hair.
Yeah, we've had so many responses to these questions, and it's weirdly addictive reading through what 160,000 people think is hidden inside Jeb's hair. The most common answer to that, okay, so I said, what's hidden in Jeb's ponytail? And everyone said a pony, which kind of works. There were some really sweet ones for Notch's hat. Most of them were along the lines of brilliant ideas or magnificent mind or, a genius's brain and stuff, which I thought was really sweet. There's a lack of hair was another popular one. Yeah. When it came to the food stuff, there was a food question in there. In retrospect, looking back at this survey, it was so silly. But I didn't expect it to get this much kind of traffic and stuff. Some websites took that survey and interpreted every single question in a way that implied that we were trying to get kind of real stats. So, for example, when I said, there's your favorite food is being cooked by an award-winning chef, what food is it? People were like, oh, they're working out what food to sell at Minecon. Like, no. No, that's not what happened. I literally just thought, that'll be fun to ask everyone what they like to eat, because it was the day of the US elections. That's the only reason this kind of survey came about. Anyway, the food one, pizza, by a massive margin. Now, I guess that's because it's a kind of gamer-friendly food, because you don't need cutlery to eat it. You can just kind of pick it up with one hand and current playing and whatever. I aspire to that. I like pizza as well, and it does work when you're playing games. But yeah, massively pizza, and then kind of sweets and crisps, stuff like that. But, what other questions to ask?
You want?
Oh yeah, wow. Oh well, yeah. So I asked people what mods should we add to Minecraft. Sorry. Lots of the responses to the new mob, which I thought was quite sweet, but people said just let Jeb and Nathan decide the next mob, which is cool. But like lots of them, people said, whatever you think, whatever Mojang thinks, which I think shows a nice confidence in what the development team's doing. But other than that, I don't think there was a consistent kind of answer. I mean, I'm talking 160,000 things, and not all of them are exactly the same. Had robots came up quite a lot. Robots, which is not a bad idea. I don't run the development team, so please don't misinterpret this as well. I quite like the idea of robots.
It would be much, much better to give us a better view of what you guys like or not like. And it could also be something that we could share with you. As we own this data, we can just give it to you and show you the results.
Yeah, and even though, as I said, that last one was just a bit of fun and a little bit silly, we will be doing more serious surveys, although I still try to make them kind of fun because surveys are traditionally quite boring. So we work out. Oh, sorry.
I'm just chatting. I was just wondering what your plans are on the languages on Minecraft.net, how extensive you want your content and everything.
That's a really good point, and I guess it's something which is going to be tricky to think about.
Yeah. Language thing is tricky. Yeah. So we've had help by the community to translate the actual game, which is fantastic. I used to brag about this when I meet people that does publishing or do other game developers. It's like, yeah, we got 58 languages, like including, what was the StarCraft one? I don't remember. Klingon. We got the other one, which is and I think Pig Latin. I don't know. And Pirate Speak. Anything. And two Portuguese, of course, since there's two different ones. Regarding the website, I want to change some part of that as to say for the business side answering, because I want more people to know how to actually purchase our game or even register. So this is my favorite. If we look at numbers, Japan, which has a totally different alphabet, has a conversion, which means that they try the game for free and then they buy it. It's 78%. That is crazy numbers. It's around 6 for Brazil. It's about 44 for UK, English speaking. But when you're from Japan and you like the game and have the possibility to actually read on a wiki, that is the only existence for this wiki is to teach other Japanese how to purchase the game. That makes a lot of people want to buy the game and they know how to do this. So there's an incentive from my side to actually convert, translate some pages here. And we're going to do that for beginning of 2013, I think, because we're going to do these prepaid cards also in Europe. So we need to translate certain pages to make you able to actually use these. I don't know for the whole website.
Well, I was asking because on the World English-speaking family, we live in the Netherlands, and my son's classmates, you can't even do Minecraft once it's available in Dutch, but they can't get any of the ancillary content until they open up the service that in English.
Yeah, so you can reach it, but you know it's in Dutch over there somewhere.
Well,
it's like it's English barrier in a way.
Yeah, basically. If they can be shown how to get to play it in Dutch, we can do that, but they haven't started studying English yet. And so, then how do you find out how it's set? So how do you find out even pointers to useful information?
Yeah.
I know they are kind of, at least I know for definitely there's like a French one and a German one, kind of different wikis in these languages, and I appreciate, that must be extremely annoying. I love the idea of everything in multiple languages, but for me to promise that I'd be able to do that for all the new content on there in the near future is going to be pretty hard unless we have some dedicated community members doing stuff. But I tell you what, it does make sense to have somewhere on the site which highlights these communities and these wikis in different languages. We've got that on there now in the kind of community section of the site, but again, it's quite dated. And I've got ways we will update the site in the very short term with additional community pages and stuff. But you'd be surprised how tricky it is to actually update Minecraft.net right now as it stands. I've got rewritten more updated content for every single page on the site ready to go, but this isn't a site which was designed to be gradually updated. This is a thing which was a kind of short-term fix, and then by the sheer kind of force of Minecraft became something which has got an incredible amount of traffic visited each day, so it's kind of catching up with things. But very good points. Yeah, I love the idea of highlighting that different ways.
This is a personal question. You guys are using Amazon Web Services, right? Or the hosting of service.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. The hosting of your services on Amazon Web Services, right?
Yeah, Amazon Web Service.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had any
problems with them. What's your experience in building up the network in that cloud? If there's any other competitors to them that could come to your kind of traffic?
We are, of course, always looking into other alternatives. I mean, we are quite happy with them, but there are some things that we're not happy with. We have had some problems in the past, and I mean, we talk to them all the time. I mean, we're a big customer to them, so they're, of course, interested in helping us. And of course, we are looking into other alternatives all the time, as I said, to see if there's something that would fit us better. But since we have quite a big infrastructure now, it's moving all that stuff to another service would be a lot of work. So, yeah. I'm not really sure if that answers your question. Probably not at the moment. Maybe we are working over some of our internal parts right now. We're creating a new backend API that all of our servers, all of our games will connect to. And hopefully we will be able to open up parts of that API for people doing third-party stuff. Maybe parts of that could be something to do with white paper, but yeah, it's nothing that we really decided on.
I have two parts, if you don't mind. The first part is one of the early criticisms of Minecraft is that at no point did it tell you how to play the game. Somebody else told you. Is there any plans, I suppose, for an official, definitive guidebook or wiki to be hosted on Minecraft.net? I know that part of the YouTube community that, you know, all the big games have a video out doing an update about what's new and how it makes the game. But a lot of that is experimentation. Finding out what the game. Is there any plans we need to actually say, this is the new element, this is exactly what it does?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, and I appreciate what you're saying about the kind of the game itself, not experience itself, but I think that's kind of part of the magic of Minecraft, especially on PC. You go in there and it's totally overwhelming, and you end up looking at a wiki or watching a YouTube video, and these wikis and YouTube videos are made by people who are totally passionate about the game, and it kind of reminds you that there's so many people who are into this and enjoying it and playing it for different reasons. And I like that. I like that you know, within about 30 minutes of playing Minecraft, you're already relying on other members of the community to help you out. Now, I don't think that means that stuff can't be highlighted on there, so we could have a kind of beginner's guide, but I still like to make that guide from the videos we kind of picked out. So, you know, the old surviving your first night video, that kind of stuff, how to build basic things, how to build a basic switch, how redstone works. We can pull those things from YouTube, from the wiki, and highlight them. But again, I don't think we need to have a kind of manual like you might have with traditional games. I think that's one of the really magical things about Minecraft, is that people love to share, love to help each other out. And, you know, we can highlight that without kind of claiming it or making a definitive version. But it's a valid point. And I know lots of people do get confused and maybe don't. You know, it's not the easiest game to get into initially, but I think over time, you know, most people end up looking into it because they discover stuff through, you know, other means.
What are different languages in Minecraft?
Well, we've got the community to translate it, haven't we? Oh, you mean a Minecraft itself? I think my experience of Google Translate is over the last couple of weeks actually has been I've been on it quite a lot because there's quite a lot of Swedish emails going around the place. I don't speak Swedish, and I don't think I feel that confident in kind of making it. I mean, you can use Google Translate on any website, so you could just click the button at the top of the page. I don't like the idea of saying, just hit Google Translate, because it's not always perfect, and most of the time it's a bit off center. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, you could do that. There's no reason for you not to click it.
Will you fix the achievements, and will you maybe implement a way to delete inactive, not premium accounts? Because some, like in the early stages of Minecraft.net, many names got registered, and sometimes it's not possible to get a name, and if you look up the skin, it's still the Steve skin, so you know that it's probably not a premium account, and yeah, the guy is just placeholding your name, that maybe after 3 months,
that's an interesting point.
Yeah, so we have been working in the past year for improving the Mojang accounts system and allowing people to migrate their Minecraft accounts to Mojang accounts. And we have also recently shut down the registration of new classical Minecraft accounts. So all new players are now actually playing through the Mojang accounts. So what we sort of want to end up with this stage where we have all the active players migrated to Mojang accounts, and then we would probably release those usernames that are registered like several years ago but never actively used, and release those usernames for registration again.
Yeah, just hope that they're not just active, so we change.
Yeah, we will not.
Just funny stats, sorry. There's 4,500 other Notch-inspired names. So it's not always Notch playing them.
Yeah, and I was just thinking that we will never like release the actual paid games. It's just the free accounts.
I have no idea channel. And we do actually play. I mean, are there more US players or more European players, or where are those players coming from?
Those players are from the US. It's about 40% of the players are from the US. Next biggest one is kind of a draw between countries: Canada, UK, and Germany. It depends, somewhere there. But we're hoping for more. I mean, US is not the whole world, right?
Can you believe he's got those stats in his head? You can ask him any stat and he just sticks in Patrick's head. Yeah, exactly. It would be great.
Yeah.
And per capita.
Yeah, pie charts, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. Absolutely. I love these ideas. I mean, I love stats.
I love stats, unsurprisingly. I mean, we would love to do that, and we're just recently started to do this. I think we call it Snoop. Is it called Snoop? Yeah. Yeah, it's Snoop. Okay. So that kind of stats is when people actually play the game. And we need to get that stats from the client before we can actually say that. There's this many active currently in the game. Otherwise, we only see like authentications, which happens in servers. But when we get that, and that's my Christmas gift to myself actually to process that. But from that, we're going to do things like that. And yeah, why not do a Steam-like chart for showing activity right now? Thanks.
Wondering how you guys can work. Do you have a roadmap? Do you have a plan for what you're going to do next, or just whatever from the day of the approach? Or do you work with?
It's more like a kind of constantly refreshing GPS that we kind of turn on and off all the time. I mean, we do kind of have short-term roadmaps, but I think it's I think Mojang's a very kind of passionate company, and I think if you plan too far ahead, it wouldn't really help the way things would. I mean, with something like Minecon, the website development, I guess that's a different thing. But I don't know. I don't think the word roadmap has ever been entered in the Mojang office, is it? No.
Chris has been working on it because I'm kind of a client to this guy. I ask him to help me with stuff. But we have like prioritized areas of development. So prepaid cards has been one part of that. Also something that's moving up later this year, something I can tell you about. Yeah. So we're going to do something which is going to be email-based and sent to everyone that has an account with an active email address. And things like that.
Not terrible.
No. It's going to be fun. That's what's actually hidden in Jeb's character. But the thing is that we prioritize in certain areas, such as like migration. That's a very important part that needs to be done right from the old system that was made for this many people to the Mojang accounts, which Chris and Tobias and Lee will be working on. And we're also working on other things like an area which is Minecraft online servers, which is something we want to do and have available to anyone to start servers from their clients. That's another area that other people work on. And in between these areas, we have panicking things like Amazon servers going down because of something, and we do things around that. So there's areas, not roadmaps, too far.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of meetings and discussions. Me going over to someone and tapping them on the shoulder and that kind of thing happens a lot, but I wouldn't call it a roadmap really. It's more kind of on the fly panic. But yeah.
I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
So how I usually work is like, I have like a huge list of stuff that needs to do and tasks, and every day I go in and look at that list and okay, today I'm going to do these things, and it's not always necessarily the things that are on the top of the list. I constantly like to re-sort the list. And there's also other guys resorting the list for me, so yeah, there's not really a role, it's just like a long list of stuff to do.
For an artistic game, I think your clients input a kind of 6,000 posts on Mojang,
Yes, you will be able to use your Mojang account to download that. And in fact, if you remember the blog post I did a while ago where Notch, the 8 million sales post, I asked Jeb for a comment to give some insight into what he thought. He responded with something like, "It's amazing, I don't know what else to say." And Notch responded with a big string of numbers which you could decode in ways I don't even understand, and end up with an actual alpha code for 10 to the C. Yeah, well, congratulations. Yeah, that's nice. You can sign in now to, that gentleman can sign into his Mojang account, and the game's there, but it's not able to download yet, because it's not. But that's just proof in itself that it will be on that site.
That was actually quite funny. I didn't know that he was releasing codes, and someone came up to me and said, "Yeah, we've released thousands of alpha codes to Space Game." I was like, "No, we don't do that. We don't have any servers up." And I looked at the stats, and it was correct. And I didn't even know that this happened at all. Yeah. So if all the codes is actually redeemed, the thousands are redeemed, so they cracked this somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you how that happened. Okay, this is what happened. So I emailed Jeb and said, "Can I get a comment or whatever?" I went over and chatted to him for a minute, from the office. And then I just said to Marcus, can you just give me some kind of comment for the 8 million blog post thing? And he was like, no, I didn't get a response initially. And then I got a response saying, "I'm going to do something fun." And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. Still didn't come in, so eventually I walked into his office and he was just like tapping away on his computer. He had like 3 screens up with 3 different things. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Don't worry about it, here's my comment." And that took him like 25 minutes and he made this kind of mini ARG thing, which well, basically I just posted the comment, and a day later, guys on Reddit and stuff worked together and nailed it. And you got a code. So yeah, you'd be one of the first people ever to play 10 to the C.
So Marcus is a big ARC fan, which is augmented reality game. Yeah, it's called. He connects everything, not everything, things he does with something like you need some brains to figure out. If you have a 10 to the C t-shirt, it's the old blue t-shirt with an old CPU, like a microprocessor on it. It has a number on that. That's it.
Okay, we can get a few more questions in, but if we go on too long, then we're going to miss the ending ceremony, which will be sad, and I might get in trouble. So let's just do 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, cool, because on the skin server, on the skin part of the Minecraft website, do you 3D preview skin or something?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Previewing skin website, the Minecraft.
Yeah, 3D skin previews.
Yeah, right. I think this sort of ties into the question you had earlier about the skin editor. I mean, it would be cool to have, but it's probably not something that we want to prioritize right now.
Thinking about it, we have actually got quite a bit of time for the closing ceremony. I kind of thought it was 3:30, but it's 3:45 when it kicks off. And it's just gone 10 past now. Don't panic too much.
Could you detail what was about the funding services and the systems you guys use in terms of the architecture? How you solve the scalability problems that you have?
I definitely write it. Would you guys give me the info?
Yeah, sure.
I think, part of the Moyan philosophy is that we don't really keep secrets, and we like sharing info that people find valuable. So if people find that kind of stuff valuable, and you email me, and I can say to people, look, people want this, and I see why not. So yeah, owen@moyan.com. Any questions for us? And enjoy. It's not a case of me wanting to take traffic from other people in any of these respects. I mean, that's the one thing I want to avoid. I want to give credit to these people for doing the amazing stuff they've done. I just want Minecraft.net to be something more than a place you go to change your skin or buy and sell again. That's all my motivation is.
Are you going to fix the achievements?
Sorry?
Are you going to fix the achievements?
Fix the achievements? Maybe this one. Yeah.
Probably ask
Yeah, maybe ask Gavin Nathan, because I think we do assuming too much. But I'm sure he wants to fix them. I doubt it's something.
Could you make achievements like online synchronized so that achievements aren't stored in the Minecraft or in the Minecraft folder, but are synchronized with your account online? So it would be nice. Can you do that?
Yes, that would definitely be something that we could do. It's not something that we have discussed, but I think it's probably a good idea. I mean, once you have achieved an achievement, you shouldn't have to be forced to do it over and over again.
We actually have discussed it, but we haven't done it. We have discussed it. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, we were scheduled to finish right now, so is there one more question from anyone before we finish up?
Last question.
The last question?
Perhaps I have a question. If you were saying you want to store things on the server side, like achievements or points, what do you do against cheaters?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. We would of course want to make it more secure, and I can't really go into details because I haven't really followed this. But we will of course do what we can to stop cheaters. I mean, if we would never release something that would be so all people would be able to hack it. Then it wouldn't really make any sense. So if we do something server side, we will make sure that it's secure.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for your questions and for being so polite and nice and playing Minecraft. And thanks to these two guys as well for answering the questions as well.